Hello and welcome to Mindful Mondays. I grew up in a series of mainstream churches where we sang songs out of hymnals and we sometimes prayed prayers from those same hymnals. Later, when I moved into less mainstream congregations, I had a lot of disdain for pre-written prayers. It seemed like to me that it was just too easy to just read a prayer aloud by rote. No feeling, no strong intention, no real communication with God. Just checking off a religious thing to do, I thought. Kind of thought I was too good for pre-written prayers. But as I've gotten older, my appreciation for pre-written prayers has grown. Sure, it's easy to recite from memory and not mean what you're saying. But isn't that true about spontaneous prayer as well? I surely am not the only person who has ever just stumbled through my prayers, just too busy being self-conscious and thinking about what to say and worrying about how I sounded, or maybe just flat, too bored to really be actually doing much real communication with God. Spontaneous prayer can be automatic and performative, just like reading and reciting pre-written prayers can. It's true of all of them. Some pre-written prayer, though, can be very instructive. For instance, the Lord's Prayer, which is found in the 6th chapter of the book of Matthew, works as a freestanding prayer, but it also teaches us some things to remember as we're thinking about what we want to talk to God about. So it includes worship and reverence and submission and making requests. I think that's called petitions, actually. And forgiveness, both getting it and giving it, and an appeal for help against our own weakness. Some denominations like to use the Book of Common Prayer. It has prayers for all seasons and occasions that we human beings can encounter. The Psalms are also filled with pre-written prayers that we can just borrow and use for ourselves. Here's what I like about pre-written prayers. They can help us with our self-consciousness. They can save us some mental labor as we allow the work of those who went before us to bring us to a remembrance of the things we wanted to make sure we covered when we pray. Sometimes when I'm in a pre-written prayer, it wakes me up to things that I had long forgotten to delve into in prayer. And pre-written prayers just make the whole praying aloud in a group thing a lot less scary. Just choose a really good prayer and then share it. And hey, here is a big selling point for pre-written prayers. When we're praying aloud with others, it can rescue us from that awkwardness of someone just using repetitive phrasing that makes the prayer longer but adds absolutely no meaning to the prayer. You've been in a prayer session like that, right? I would encourage you to add some pre-written prayers to the mix of your prayer life, just to change things up once in a while, just to keep it fresh. You don't even have to buy a book. The internet is full of pre-written prayers that you can just carefully screen and save and choose to fit your situation. It does have some value. That's all I've got for now. I will see you next time.